And next we have a proclamation to designate July 2024 as Park and Recreation Month, and this was requested by myself. I know that our speaker would have been Jay Cole, but she is not here because she is sick. So I understand we have Sarah Baldwin here with us. Of course we do. There she is, Sarah, and if anyone is here with Sarah that would like to come on down, come on down. Almost calls for a recess, but we're glad all of these folks are here.
Question is, who's going to take the selfie for Jay?
Yeah, that's a good question. And we're going to give folks a moment to come down before I begin reading the proclamation.
There you go.
All right. I do have a proclamation that reads, whereas July is Park and Recreation Month, during which we celebrate the diverse parks, recreation, and leisure programs that are so vital to our quality of life, helping to ensure the health of our residents and contributing to Fairfax County's economic and environmental well-being. And whereas legacy park systems, such as Fairfax County's, with 420 parks and nearly 24,000 acres of parkland, are fundamental to the health of our environment, improving water and air quality, protecting groundwater, preventing flooding, and providing vegetative buffers for wildlife. And whereas the county's diverse recreation needs are met through the collaborative efforts of county agencies, including the Fairfax County Park Authority, the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services, the McLean Community Center, and Reston Community Center. And whereas every year, millions of residents avail themselves of camps, classes, events, trips, and other programming at park locations, nature centers, rec centers, community teen and senior centers across the county, positive impacting physical, intellectual, social, and emotional health. And whereas Fairfax County is committed to ensuring that the opportunities and benefits of our parks and recreation programs are available for all residents, regardless of race, ethnicity, physical or intellectual ability, zip code, or economic status, and that all are welcome and can feel a sense of belonging and community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, on behalf of all Fairfax County residents, does hereby proclaim July 2024 as Park and Recreation Month in Fairfax County and urges all residents to recognize and take advantage of the county's renowned parks and recreation system.
I'll second that motion along with, I think, almost everybody else. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Just very briefly, because I'm sure others will want to weigh in. First of all, it is amazing to see all of you here with your blue shirts on, some without blue shirts, but part of a team. I saw on the back of the shirt, Team FCPA, but it's Team County. Here as I look out and see folks from NCS and some of the other agencies that are involved in making our park system work collaboratively, but also so many of the volunteers and dedicated park advocates in the county that help make an ecosystem that not only puts Parks and Rec in the forefront, but also recognizes the importance on, as the motion says, the health and well-being of our community. Parks are not nice things to have. Parks are essential to the health and well-being of our community. And lastly, I want to thank all the people here on the staffs of these agencies that I mentioned, because I said to Bill Curran earlier, you might have heard me, when you talk to folks, directors of rec centers, it is like being mayor of a small town, especially right now with all the camps and everything else going on. But when I look at our park system and the vastness of it, I think sometimes our residents can take for granted the hard work and dedication that is behind making sure that these facilities are top-notch and available to our residents. And all of you play a role in making sure that happens in every corner of the county. It's a major undertaking, and these statistics speak volumes. I mean, 420 parks and 24,000 acres of property to care for, to maintain, not to mention all the youth groups, the work of NCS, and so many of our residents being involved in all of these. It's not just the physical facilities, it's all the intellectual capital that's here too, and what you do in communicating with our residents and making them feel like their parks are their parks, and we appreciate that greatly. And so while July is Park and Recreation Month, for me and a lot of my colleagues, every day is. There's literally almost not a day, today is a good example of a day that this doesn't happen on, but there's literally almost not a day that goes by where I don't enter one of our parks, and I do that on purpose for my own mental health. Sometimes I do it for a kid's sporting activity, sometimes just for a short walk away from the house. But the point is, no matter how much time you spend in your parks, knowing that they're there for you as a refuge to get away from the day-to-day noise is so important to all of our residents. So thank you.
Any further discussion? Supervisor Alcorn?
Thank you very much. I'd served a few years on the Park Authority Board. I don't think we ever had this many Park Authority employees at the same time at the Park Authority. But it's great to see you all here. Thank you so much for coming out today. And it really underscores, as I recognize a number of you and things that I've worked with you on over the years, it really does underscore the broad, the depth and the width of activities that the Park Authority provides and here in Fairfax County. Owners of almost 10% of the land area in Fairfax County, stewards of the environment, basically providers of athletic fields, the archaeological stuff. I mean, it's a very long list, and I know, many of you have dedicated your careers to making that happen and doing it so well here in Fairfax County. So thank you all for being here, but thank you for your public service and for your dedication to the county.
Supervisor Harity?
Yeah, and I want to echo that. Just thank you as a regular user of the parks. I'm from the pools at South Run, hopefully this afternoon at Oakmar, to the pickleball facilities, to trails. It's just incredible what you all have done. I've been able to come out and meet with the maintenance crew firsthand and learn about the challenges that you all are facing, so hopefully we can get some of those addressed. Proud to have Burke Lake Park, the #1 most visited park and award-winning park in my district, and we'll keep making investments there. But also for your partnership on the Sports Tourism Task Force in Patriot Park North, which I think is hopefully going to show us a way forward in terms of how to provide quality facilities and also bring and diversify our revenue. But, and then on the other side, and to go back to you all, because you all are parks. I mean, parks are only as good as the maintenance. They're only as good as the staff. I've had the unfortunate and fortunate opportunity to witness a couple of emergencies at our pool, South Run in particular, coming out of the sauna. Be careful how long you stay in a sauna. But the professionalism that, I let you guys do the job, but the professionalism that they exhibited during the two emergencies that I saw and one that I got to visit in an aftermath is pretty incredible. So I want to thank you for the time that you invest in training and the effort that you invest in keeping and maintaining our parks the way they are. So thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Stork.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chairman. And I just wanted to comment about how our NCS, the parks, how they work together, how they really are interwoven as we see here today. And I know for me and my constituents, many of the time they don't really know who to talk to. They just know they have an issue with parks or a field or something. And so where they go to NCS or the parks, they're always kind of working through that and trying to figure that out. But what I see and what is, I think truly is, I think been a strength of the last many years is how well that's worked. How well that when somebody wants a field, how that process works, how we can all kind of hand off to one person or one department or another. And I thank you all very much for recognizing community centers and our recreation centers and how the twos have different roles and responsibilities, but they ultimately, you all work together to make them work. And in general, the passive parks, which are the savior for me and so many others, just to, if you will, oxygen bathe, to go out in the woods and spend a few minutes and kind of clear your head. So again, my deepest thanks for all of you and how well you work together and make this work for the residents of Fairfax County. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Palchik.
Thank you. I wanted to focus on that, really seeing all of you here together. I know our history divided neighborhood and community services from our parks. And so it's just so enlightening to see you here. I'm sitting here and thinking you are probably the only agencies that cover the entire lifespan of members in our community. Whether, like myself, you're learning to ride your bike on one of the trails, learning to swim, enjoying the parks, enjoying our concerts, enjoying walks in the park. I know so many of you, whether it's the maintenance, on the design, on the programming of our parks, ensuring that we preserve our natural resources and that we make it for everyone to be accessible and to be able to enjoy the human aspect of living in Fairfax County in nature. So just so excited. Thank you for bringing everyone together today. I love seeing Lloyd here with our FCPA folks and seeing so many of the generations that have been creating our parks and our services. Thank you for making Fairfax a fun and relaxing place to live and play.
Thank you. Supervisor Lusk.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice Chairman. I'll start by saying and echoing the same comments from my colleagues here, just grateful for the important work that you do. And as a former member of the Park Authority Board, similar to my colleague, Supervisor Elkhorn, I really enjoyed the service, but recognizing all the important things that you do is so important to our community. And I think about my own district, and I'll say I think the chairman and I might debate this point, but I love Huntley Meadows. I think he loves Huntley Meadows as well. Which of us loves it more, I'm not sure. But then I'll also make the point about what we do with our historic resources, what we do in building community through our concert series. You are at the front lines, you're the tip of the spear as it relates to getting people out into our parks and facilities. And it's just, for me, as a locally elected official, going to those concert series and seeing hundreds of people aggregating and enjoying an evening, sometimes a little hot, but enjoying an evening together is just a really positive thing. So I just want to acknowledge that. And then lastly, I just want to thank your executive director. I know she's not here, and there must be some phenomenal circumstances for that. I appreciate her commitment to her work, going and visiting every single park, phenomenal. The work that she's done around helping with Mount Vernon Woods in my district, providing a community that has no real recreational amenities, a recreational amenity is so important. And just what she's doing to bring equity to our park system. I want to lift that up. If you're listening, Jay, thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to this community. Thank you, Madam Vice Chairman.
Thank you. Supervisor Walkinshaw.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Almost everything has been said, but I'll try to say something else. I want to thank all of you and everyone in the Park Authority and NCS for the incredible work that you do. And what you do is such an important part of the compact I think we have with our community in Fairfax County and the opportunities that you provide that make Fairfax County the special place that it is. And I want to particularly express my appreciation for the can-do culture and spirit that I have found in both the Park Authority and NCS in a number of different projects and instances in the Braddock District. When we opened the Annandale Community Center and Chairman McKay was there. You know, it took a really long time to get that community center open, but it took a long time not because NCS wasn't moving quickly, but because the private sector property owner took a long time. But when it was turned over to NCS, they had the thing up and running almost immediately, and it's a small community center relative to others in the county. But for the kids who are there right now as we speak, it's a really big thing, and you all made it happen and did it fast and well. The Park Authority, I really appreciate the spirit that I've seen from the leadership in terms of getting projects done that have an impact on the community, but I know that the real work is done by all the other people who are here and who aren't here, who are out doing the work today in the heat and in the cold year round, and I want to express my appreciation to all of them on behalf of the people I represent in the Braddock District, so thank you all.
Supervisor Bierman.
Thank you. I love when we've got sort of back-to-back proclamations, resolutions that have a nice synergy here. And the synergy I noticed today, not just is that often our libraries are located right next to our parks, but I have to commend Chairman McKay in how he wrote this proclamation and how he removed the S from parks, because it could have been the Parks and Recreation Proclamation. We would have all thought we were talking about Leslie Knope here. So, commend him on that, and commend us all on that. That fits us in with our library resolution as well. But there really is actually more to say, because the fact of the matter is that when you are in local government, that show becomes even more funny to begin with. But secondly, you really do recognize that it's parks and recreation that people want you to deliver for them. That's what they want from their local government. That's what they demand. They want more community opportunities. And I'm still the new guy, but I'm always just amazed by everything that the county is doing to try and build community, to try and deliver for our residents. To echo what Supervisor Lusk said, I was at Arrowbrook Park on Saturday night for the concert series. I was sitting next to Betsy May Salazar in Lewinsville Park the other day, listening to their concert series with the McLean Community Center. Everything you do is just so very much appreciated, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion passes. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Smith. And before I turn the podium over to our speaker, I do want to acknowledge again also the McLean and Reston community centers, because they are in this proclamation as well. And as Supervisor Bierman mentioned, are part of this ecosystem that really our entire community benefits from. And then lastly, Supervisor Lusk mentioned if our executive director was watching us, and since she has a direct line to me, I can tell you that she is, because she just texted me. And I say that because her heart is full listening to us speaking on behalf of the almost 1.2 million people in this county about the importance and the dedication of our staff that are here before us, and as Supervisor Walkinshaw mentioned, those who are not here, who are out working in all weather conditions serving our community. And I think it's really important that we all take a moment to stop and reflect on that, and certainly we have done that this morning. So with that, Jay, thank you for watching and participating remotely today. And we have with us, of course, Sarah Baldwin. Welcome. The floor is yours.
Good morning.
Oh, actually, let me make sure we vote first before I hand it over to you. Did we vote? Okay, see what happens when I put Kathy in charge of voting? Sarah, I'm sorry. The floor is yours.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Unfortunately, as you know, Jay is unable to be with us today. She's under the weather. On behalf of us, I would like to thank you for your continued support of Parks and Recreation in Fairfax County. I'm proud to be joined by my colleagues at the Park Authority, Neighborhood and Community Services, Reston and McLean Community Centers, all who dedicate every day of their careers to bringing enjoyment, adventure, and fun to the lives of the residents of Fairfax County. This year, our message to everyone is one of welcome and belonging. We invite all Fairfax County residents to come and explore the wealth of experiences we offer and connect with friends and neighbors. From rec centers, community centers, senior centers, teen centers, therapeutic recreation, golf courses, nature centers, playgrounds, athletics fields, camps and classes, and so much more. Our doors are always open, and our staff are ready to assist in connecting you with programs and services to meet your needs and interests. I'd be remiss if I did not take a moment to recognize our dedicated staff. The Park and Recreation staff across all our organizations encompass professional disciplines including arts, IT, engineering, community development, maintenance, recreation, and so much more. Every single person plays an essential role in our collective ability to make a difference in the lives of individuals and families in Fairfax County. Parks and Recreation is vital to the continued success and prosperity of our community. We thank you, the board, for your continued support as we continue to deliver amazing services and experiences to the residents of Fairfax County. Thank you.
Sarah, thank you very much for your comments, and we are going to try to, in an orderly fashion, take an amazing photo, and Mr. Boxer is going to have a hard job up there. But if everyone could come forward and face the audience, and the board will rise.
All right, here we go. Up here, 1,